to your PS class. In the previous sessions, I had started explaining you this lesson, that is 12th lesson, electricity and circuits. Now I am going to explain you the remaining topics in this lesson. In the previous session, I had explained you the about electric cell and electric bulb, right? So these two topics we discussed in the previous session. Now I am going to explain you the remaining topics. Okay, but before going to discuss about the remaining topics, one point is left with the electric cell, that is always see, this is the electric cell, right? And this is the positive terminal, this is the negative terminal. Terminal is nothing but end, positive and negative end, that is positive terminal, negative terminal of the electric cell. So to always if you open a torch light and if you observe, in that the internal system will be like this. Here a bulb will be there, and here two batteries will be connected. This bulged part always indicates positive terminal of the battery, and this plain part always indicates the negative terminal of the battery. Okay, always two batteries should be connected such that positive terminal of one battery should be connected to negative terminal of another battery. In this way, the mechanism will be there in the battery. Okay, and this is the slides. Mechanism will be there in the torch light, and this is the slide switch. These two are batteries, and this is the bulb. Okay, and here connecting wires will be present. So don't forget this point. Every time positive terminal of one battery should be connected to negative terminal of another battery. Okay. So children, now we'll move to the other topics of the lesson, that is about electric switch. Switch is a simple device which is a simple device which is used to make or break the electric circuit. It means we can connect the circuit by oning the switch, by switching on it, and we can disconnect it. Okay. So switch is having two configurations. What are those? Off position and on position. So let us consider this is on, this is off. If the switch is in on position, then in whatever the circuit it is connected, it allows the current to pass through it. And if the switch is in off position, it doesn't allow current to pass through it. Okay, if the switch is in off position, it doesn't allow current to pass through it. So this is about the switch. It is a simple device which is used to connect and disconnect the circuit, and it is having two configurations. On configuration, that is on position, and off position. If the switch is in on position, it allows current to pass through the circuit in which it is connected, and if the switch is in off position, it doesn't allow current to pass through the circuit in which it is connected. Okay. This is about the switch, and now we are going to discuss about a circuit. A small and simple circuit. Generally, a simple circuit consists of a battery, this is the battery or cell, and next a bulb. Okay. Let us consider this is the switch, this is the bulb. Okay, switch provides the control of the circuit. For suppose, let us consider in your house you are having a fan or light. Can you on the fan continuously? Whenever, no, we can't. We don't use the fan like that. And also, can you on the light continuously day and night and every day, every minute, every second? No. But whenever when we on the fan or light, whenever we require, then only we will switch on them, and whenever we'll on them, and whenever we don't require, then we off them, isn't it? So this on and off is possible only with the help of a switch, isn't it? So that is the importance of switch in a circuit. Okay, switch provides the control of the circuit to us. When the switch is in on position, then it allows the current to pass through it, through the circuit. Okay, then the bulb glows. And if the switch is in off position, it doesn't allow current to pass through it, then the bulb doesn't glow. Okay, so here I had drawn some lines, those indicate the glowing of the bulb. Okay, so this is about the circuit. And one important point you have to note is, see, battery is having two terminals, right? See, always the path of current is taken from positive terminal to the negative terminal in a circuit. Okay, this is the positive terminal and this is the negative terminal. And what does this arrow indicates? This arrow is current. It indicates the flow of current through this. Okay, always in a circuit, current flows from positive terminal to negative terminal. Who's positive and who's negative terminal? Battery is positive and battery is negative terminal. Okay, so this is the direction of current in the circuit. And the other point is, this circuit is nothing but a connection between the two terminals of bulb and the cell. Okay, see, bulb is having two terminals and cell is also having two terminals, isn't it? So these two terminals can be connected. When we connect them, then such an arrangement is called a circuit. Okay, so this is called circuit. And in circuit, it provides a path for the current to flow through it by this circuit. Okay, the circuit allows the current, gives the path, it provides the path, that means way for the current to pass through it. Okay, and next, so have a look at this circuit. And see, here one more thing is there, that is, what are these lines? These lines are connecting wires. Okay, in our house also, every electrical device, you better observe it, lights, fans, or whatever the refrigerators or AC or anything, for everything they will provide a circuit by using connecting wires. Okay, unless we have connecting wires we can't make a circuit like this. Okay, so wires also play an important role in the circuit in connecting one device with the other device, and these wires allow current to pass through them. Okay, so this is about the circuit. Okay, so till now we discussed about the electric bulb. In previous sessions we discussed about the electric bulb and battery, and now we discussed about switch and the circuit. Let us recall those topics. See children, bulb is nothing but a device which lights up, that means which gives light energy. Okay, by taking current. So that is nothing but bulb, and bulb consists of this glass outer case, and in that a small thin wire is there. That wire is called filament. This filament, the name of that thin wire is called filament, and that is made of a material. The name of that material is tungsten. Okay, in bulb filament wire is present, a very thin wire, and that filament is made of tungsten. Okay, tungsten is also a material just like gold, silver. Okay, that too it is a metal. Okay, bulb consists of a thin wire which is made which is called filament, and if the filament is broken then current cannot pass through the bulb and the bulb doesn't glow. Okay, if the filament is not broken and it is proper and strong, then only current passes through it, and whenever current passes through the bulb then it lights up and gives us some light. Okay, it glows and gives us some light. So this bulb consists of two terminals. This is one terminal and this is another terminal. This is nothing but metal tip, and this is nothing but metal base. Okay, this is about the bulb. Coming to the battery. Battery is having two ends. Ends are called terminals. One is positive end and the other is negative end. This bulged part is positive, and this plain part, disc part is negative terminal. Okay, positive terminal is called metal cap and this is called metal disc. And battery consists of some chemicals. So between those chemicals some chemical reactions will take place, and because of these chemical reactions battery can provide electrical energy. Okay, so in battery chemical energy is converted into electrical energy which is given to the bulb through this wires. Okay, and in bulb what happens? Electrical energy is converted into light energy. Okay, so this such energy conversion takes place. So this is about the battery and the bulb, and this is about and see, let us recall the switch also. Switch is nothing but a device which allows a device which helps us to connect or disconnect the circuit. How can a switch connect the circuit? By switching on it, it allows current to pass through it. In that way it connects the circuit. How can it disconnect the circuit? When the switch is in off position, it doesn't allow current to pass through it, and so in this way it disconnects the circuit. Okay, and circuit is nothing but in a circuit always electric current is taken from positive direction to the positive terminal to the negative terminal. Okay, and also circuit provides a closed path and a complete path for the current to flow through it. Okay, and this circuit can be made by connecting one or more devices by using these connecting wires. Unless we have wires we cannot connect a circuit. Okay, so this is about the circuit, and in the circuit if the switch is in off position then it doesn't allow current to pass through it and the bulb doesn't glow, and if the switch is in on position then it allows current to pass through it and the bulb glows. And if the filament is broken, current circuit is not complete, there is a break, then also bulb doesn't glow. If the filament is complete then only the bulb glows. And the third case is if the chemicals in the battery are used up, that means those are completed, then also bulb doesn't glow. If the chemicals are full and the battery is in working condition, then only the bulb glows. Okay, so this is about the circuit, and these are the connecting wires. Okay, next we are going to discuss about the last topic of this lesson, that is conductor and insulator. Okay, and one more thing we have to discuss, that is we have to recall what is that switch provides the control of the circuit to us. Okay, last topic of the lesson now we are going to discuss, that is conductors and insulators. Generally materials are divided into two types, those are conductors and insulators. Depending on what basis? Depending on their conductivity, whether they may allow current to pass through them or not. Depending on that, materials are divided into two types. What are those? Conductors and insulators. Conductors are nothing but those materials or those substances, those materials which allow current to pass through them. Are called conductors. Okay. Insulators are nothing but those materials which do not allow current to pass through them. So I am going to give the examples of conductors and insulators. See children, examples of conductors are all metals. That means copper, iron, gold, silver and platinum, etc. and many more. All metals will come under conductors. Okay, whereas insulators are plastic, rubber, wood, glass, paper, thermocol and many more are there, so etc. So these all will come under insulators. Okay children, let us recall this. Those materials which allow current to pass through them are called conductors. Those materials, what is the difference between these two? Only this. Okay, which allow current to pass through them are conductors, which do not allow current to pass through them are insulators. Okay, examples are all metals such as copper, iron, gold, silver, platinum and many more are there. Insulators, plastic, rubber, wood, glass, paper, thermocol, etc. So many are there. Okay. So children, by this you may come to a conclusion that we need only conductors and we don't need insulators, but that is wrong. Why? Because see, generally in electric wires, those are provided with some colored thing, isn't it? Electric wires, current wires. In your home, you might have seen those, but now also observe. See, those wires are having some blue color or green or red, black, in such colors those are available, isn't it? So if we don't touch them, I shall show you while we are performing an activity. If we open those, okay, open those and see inside them, a thin wire will be present, that is nothing but copper. Those are metals. So through the metals, that because those are good conductors, current is passing and it's okay, current is passing, then we don't need insulators, isn't it? But that is wrong. Why? Because see, over them some covering is there, colored covering, isn't it? So that is made of plastic. If that covering is not there, accidentally if we come in contact with that metal wire through which current is passing, we may get shock and it may lead to the death of the person, isn't it? So to prevent that, these conductors are provided with covering. Okay, they are covered with insulators. So that, why? Because insulators don't allow current to pass through them even though they are in contact with these conductors, isn't it? So that is why accidentally we touch the wire also, we don't get any shock. Okay, not only this, in our home switches are there, that switchboards, those are provided with some type of plastic, that is insulator, isn't it? Why they are provided with insulators? Why? Because and inside them some conductors will be present. Okay, insulators do not allow current to pass through them so that we don't get any shock. That means by this what we can understand, both conductors and insulators are important for us, isn't it? And one more thing is, you better, if at all you are in your your house any electrical repairs are there. Okay, so at that time electrician, while he is repairing, he wear rubber slippers, so, isn't it? And also he prefer rubber gloves and also wooden table. Why this rubber gloves, rubber slippers and wooden table? Why? Because those are insulators. Even though while he is repairing, electric current leaks, then he don't get any shock. Okay, so that is why both conductors and insulators are important for us. So by this topic this lesson ends, and I shall explain you next chapter in the next session.